Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop today. A treat especial. They can't all be treats especial. You are correct. I'm talking globally here in the overarching YouTube community. There is a lot of junk out there, and getting together in the shop with your fellows and having a couple laughs. I really enjoy that, especially the comments section. Best one on YouTube, bar none. Yeah, this old Tony can't be here every time. While I do enjoy his delicious 3-bean dip, you know, you got to piss with the cock you got. In this case, an industrial vibrator. Now, I did the yellow one, and it was really interesting, super cheap, ubiquitous in industry, because all it was a bearing what rolled around. This is a little bit different. This is a turbine one, and we're going to use this in order to make a oscillating or just a vibrating little bin here to do different things. One is to classify ore samples very quickly. The other is to clean stuff up. The ultrasonic bath isn't big enough for most of the stuff I do, so I figured if we can just get her vibrating, you know, might work half decent, half-assed. Well, we'll see, right? I would use the yellow one with the cheap ball, but the wife took it away, and then apparently it's in her reading nook for when I'm down here working in the shop. She's up there. I don't even ask. Which has old BOLTR recognized as a fantastical reciprocal agreement on account of her not asking us why we're so into S&M. She sleeps and I masturbate. The problem, of course, is whenever I need my Jesus compressor, it's always upstairs with her. This turbo might come to us by way of the Cleveland Vibrator Company and demonetized by way of McMaster Cash. You will find cheaper, but you won't find faster to invoice. And it's a little gauche of me to laugh at my own jokes, but you know, dads being what they is, I think that's my prerogative. I do have a license. We have a nice heavy casting. This is a iron casting, might be a steel casting, and then some stainless steel fittings, or what appears to be stainless steel at first glance. Yeah, stainless steel, but then mild steel just with plating on the muffler. This is to reduce the noise out of here. And on the input, it's got a quick coupler. It appears to be stainless steel, but it might just be. Yeah, that's stainless steel as well. So all the hardware is stainless steel. This is a nicely built item. One thing in the assembly here, no lube on the O-ring. And you can see it has been extruded. Wah, wah, fail. Now, I'm interested to get in here and see how it works. The difference between this and the ball bearing one is a matter of efficiency. So this is a turbine model, what uses less air. Pneumatic systems notoriously inefficient. You might get 5% of the energy out what you put in. So pneumatic systems have a lot of advantages. They're compact, they're quick to install, they're dirt simple, they're cheap initially, but long term there's a trade-off because you're spending more in energy. So if you're looking at something that runs once or twice a day for a minute or 2 minutes, pneumatic system, fantastic. Or of course, if you're in an explosion prone environment, you're going to be wanting these, or something that really needs to be super robust, easy to change out, you know, like in a mine. Pneumatic systems, unbeatable. But if you're looking at long-term cost of operation, then you gotta go with electric. But then with the electric, you gotta run the wires, you gotta run that back into the MCC, you gotta have a breaker, you gotta have all these systems, you know, layers upon layers. There's a trade-off there, and you need to think about what the best solution, not necessarily the easiest solution, is. So I've never been into one of these. It should be fairly interesting. Quite tight. Something going on the, almost feels like, well, there was a Nordlock on that other side. Let me just quit bumbling around here. There we go. Oh yeah, okay, look at that. So belt and suspenders. That's somebody who's paranoid. We got a Nordlock washer, and it looks like stainless steel Nordlock. So that would be would have to be reasonably hard. Yeah, stainless steel Nord locks. Those are those wedge-shaped locking washers what work in pairs. We went over this. And a stainless steel fastener, a red Loctite as well. So making note, well, of course, this is a vibrator. So this is essentially a Junker test. There's the rotor and counterweight there, the offset weight in order to make the thing vibrate. That's a cute little, really not all that much to it. And beautiful, beautiful. They sized it so you could use a skateboard bearing. So this is a machined plastic rod. I would say the plastic is probably UHMW, ultra high molecular weight, which doesn't mean it's heavier. It just means the chain is longer. The molecular chain is a longer chain. Let's see if we can kind of prise that off. And all that's been done here, there's some iron powder mixed in with an epoxy adhesive and then put in about a third of the way, and that is your counterweight. And then it's pressed on to this bearing. Like, oh, well, that's the end of that. Son of a diddly. Having a closer look at this at the healing bench, we have these spacers. You'd think this would just be some sort of soft, but it appears to be Delrin. Jeez, pedantic fucks. And this, I don't think this is UHMW. I think this might be nylon, because it seems to me UHMW has a little bit more give than this. It seems very, no, there's not much meat there for keeping it together, but you would think if this ever did overspeed, I don't know that it's possible that this could overspeed, because you just feed her. No, it could, because you'd feed her all she'd suffer, and you keep cranking up the air pressure, and then you get more and more flow in any kind of pneumatic or hydraulic system. Flow equals speed, right? So you up the pressure, and then you get more flow through the thing. It takes off on you, and this is what would break. It would overspeed, and this would all chunk up on you. So how are we going to fix that? We're going to goop the ever-living fuck right out of her. We're going to gab a bit at a job. It's not like it's got to be balanced. It's unbalanced anyway. And then we could have hold that, or of course let a machine do the work for us. The power of HPHT. All right, where don't mind. Oh, hard times in the Maritimes. Had to settle for some ice cube soup. Okay, glue, good and well chooched, with the liberal application of structural HPHT. That's redundant to say structural, of course, but I got to get her back together. We'll see. I really like these simple, expedient designs. Super effective and super, like somebody, the manufacturing on that's something quite literally. A CNC machine, you could make tons of these in no time at all. You could also make your own, like, earth-shattering sized one. You got a problem with your neighbor? Neighbor, be gone. You just run this 24/7 for, well, until they get her sold, essentially. Let's try not to fuck that up again. The thumb detecting nut fucker is the tool par excellence for fucking shit up. No question, the vise with its steady application of moderate force is a far better choice. However, it's just not as rewarding as beating the living fuck out of something. It does have that not going for it. Okay, we're home there now. Nothing busted. Makes you wonder how effective that Nordlock washer is, being how it barely engages the head of the fastener. I'm guessing not very, but all for the sake of fashion. I gotta get this out, and I'll put a quick connect in here. That is really odd, actually. See, there's no face there. It's just threaded in 1/8 NPT, and they put an O-ring on there. Why? There's nowhere for it to seal. Doesn't make a sense. No wonder it's fucking extruded. Yeah, it's back in. Fancied it up. You're going to the prom, you better bring a corsage. We're doing some speed control. Contact. We'll see how that glue holds together. Apparently not. Oh, there we go. Let's see if we can't clean up the workbench. Not very. This looks like a job for percussive maintenance. Tap it, tap, tap. Not working. Must have split that thing right half in two. She opened up and locked up on us somehow. Let's see what's going on. Oh yeah. Opened right up. First chance you got. You never outlive your first heartbreak. Son of a diddly. So that opens up and then causes it to break. Like, you know, a breaking moment. So, I need a new one of those. Now, just for argument's sake, I love a good argument. Let's pretend we're balls deep in minor piss with those flesh-eating beetles. What's got the big pincers biting our ear off, and we just gotta get this fucking thing running. No choice but to. How we, comme on dit en français, mais non, monsieur, c'est pas le français. Il faut être débrouillard. Débrouille. That's a French word that doesn't really translate, but it means when you're in the shit, you use whatever the fuck you can to get you out of the shit. So let's see if we can't get this thing chuching just temporary-wise. There's no sense in putting more glue on there. Let's see. I've been told anyway. That's the definition of insanity, is trying the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. See, that there was something fucked with that, because that is UHMW. Like, it's real flexible, but then it busted right there. This might have been defective. Asterisk. Or it might have been me fucked it up. Who knows? You probably shouldn't be taken apart prior to use. I'm guessing. Cut towards your bum, not your chum. Most dangerous tool in the shop. Fooled him again. Let's get that back together. See if we can't get a couple of chooches out of her. Contact. Tough to hear what with the compressor noise, but you can see she was chooching. Seems to be quite a bit higher frequency, maybe a little bit faster. Not as much of a high force vibration as the comparable size ball bearing. Seems like. Anyway, could be, well, part and parcel of the destructor routine. But we're going to forge on ever forward and get this, since this is all we got. Holy old fuck. About to rage quit on this. Some smarmy fucking engineer's having a good laugh. Nylock. Okay, so it doesn't spin on. Fine thread. The fucking dirtiest trick of them all. Fuck. Why? Because we can. Fucking bastards. Laugh it up. Click. We give this a wee test run. Sorry if, well, you won't be sorry, but sorry if you lose me due to the compressor noise. All right, well, that worked like a hot damn. I'm pretty stoked about that. I separated off my fractions. Don't ask. The thing is, it's weeble wobbling all over the place, so I was going to stick some silicone carne on there, but then you got to let her chooch. And then it occurred to me, just the thing, my last trip to Japan, the Daiso. That's the Japanese dollar store. These things, well, you pick up shit in there, you think, I might have a offward chance of using that someday. And here we go. These are furniture earthquake pads for tremor so you don't chip your mother's fine diner. I mean, you never know when you're gonna have an earthquake. We're gonna need earthquake rated pads. Heavy flow day, I guess. We'll get these on and demonetized. My own worst enemy. We'll get these on and then I might even cut these. I'm gonna cut this into 4. Put a sign on her bump to start. Much better. The astute amongst us might have noticed I got a bit of the bum's eye going on. I keep a close eye on the scrap bin, and guys are constantly throwing out perfectly good stuff because there's too much hassle to take them apart and clean them. It ain't too much hassle for me. Probably only need to bump start this on account of it being fuckered. There we go. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. I'm a bit old school when it comes to jiggling my fittings in public, so we'll end it here. Thanks for watching. Keep your dick in a vice.
Papa, this is really what I wanted to show you. The horse.
Oh, this horse looks a little bit worse for wear. He's probably a pit pony. Maybe saw daylight once a year if he was lucky.
And then he got trapped in here and then he got turned into stone.